And once again, about the importance of investments and the potential that Georgia has to attract FDI in the country, which will be crucial for the post-COVID recovery. The main emphasis that we have today is on the mining and natural resources and the effort that the Colliers International is taking in this direction.
Yes, Ellen, and you're referring to the initiatives that Colliers International has had together with Mining and Mineral Solution to provide a joint service for the region and those who are interested in investing into the mining and natural resources in the three countries of South Caucasus: Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan.
Indeed, Georgian, not only referring to, but also offering a very interesting interview with the main people behind this initiative. We can watch the interview with Mako, Zavrashvili, and Irakli Kilauridze right now. So let us start from the very beginning for our viewers. What does Colliers International Mining and Minerals entail, and where did the idea come from? And I would like to hear from both of you on this shortly.
As you are aware, Georgia is rich with different types of mineral resources. Most of them are under private ownership and they're being operated by the license holders, but there are significant ore deposits in Georgia which where we can attract FDI. So that is the reason why Colliers International Georgia launched a new project providing businesses consulting services, full chain of consulting services. In Georgia, you know that mining sector is one of the major sector which contributes significantly in the economy of Georgia. And in addition, we have some kind of advantages in investing in this particular sector. So that was the reason why Colliers launched this project.
Mm-hmm. So, Irakli, let me come to you with the next question. So, to be more precise, what is the main challenge or main need that this new service attempts to address?
Okay, for Colliers, it's important for our international and local clients to unlock the potential of the mining and natural resources in Georgia for several reasons. Firstly, we think it's a very good sector where we can attract FDI in the country. Secondly, it's a very capital-intensive sector, and I think it will help a lot the employment challenges that the country currently have. Also, this is a very good opportunity for the country to increase their export potential, because Georgia is quite rich, with its natural resources, and I think we have a very good opportunity to unlock this potential to the whole world.
Yes, and if we look at the broader picture, you aim at serving the region, South Caucasus, so to say, right? Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia. How does Georgia's investment climate compare to that of the region?
Well, we have to say very honestly that Georgia really stands out in the region as a country where the doing business is the easiest, and I think this is the main kind of advantage of our country for those goals and missions that I have just mentioned. Therefore, I think it helps a lot the foreign investors to come to the country, invest and do the business in this region. Of course, the other countries have also potential, but I think that Georgia is the right place to start.
Mako, back to you, please. And what are some of the specific consultancy directions that you think Colliers might be able to provide for those foreign investors who are interested in this sector in Georgia?
So Colliers covers a full chain of services, including project evaluation, due diligence studies, and identification of reserves and the estimation the reserves we have in Georgia, including using international standards for established by Joint Ore Reserves Committee. So that is our attitude and the approach with this regard, and this is the offer we are proposing to the international clients.
Yeah, just one more quick question here on this. Do you think you will be involved with investors on the pre-investment level, or do you plan to help them in post-investment level as well? Like, for example, cooperation with government structures, legal bases, whatever they might need after the period of... Yeah.
That means pre-feasibility studies, and in addition, other services which can be needed by the private companies, including government relations and legal assistance and so on and so forth.
Irakli, you mentioned briefly the big potential of this sector. What are the main figures, so to say, here?
Yeah, main figures, I think Mako will be more competent to answer that, but it's counting several $1 billion of export potential that totally Georgia has in its natural resources. And we just need to have a right approach to get these resources, have a right framework for international investors and right standards for those international investors, because international investors are expecting international standards to do the business. Therefore, this is our main goal, to have these international standards locally. And of course, we will need a lot of local expertise and international expertise to, let's say, extract this potential from our natural resources that Georgia has, but to do it in a correct way, because it's also very important to mention that it needs to be done in a way that the nature and the, let's say, this ecosystem is not harmed in a way that sometimes, in some cases, we have these issues. So our main goal is to do it in a proper way.
Yeah, is it easy for Colliers to access this human capital and human expertise that you just mentioned? Could we say that this is one competitive advantage that Colliers could capitalize on during this consultancy period?
Yes, definitely. There is a mix of local expertise and international expertise. And because we are an international company, we have access to a big pool of international experts who are coming from the countries that are specializing, and let's say they are big players in this sector, like it can be Canada, it can be Australia, it can be South Africa. So in all those countries we have a very big, let's say, presence. Therefore, we have a very good access to those international experts that we can bring basically this knowledge to Georgia, and together with the local experts, because our goal is also to teach the local, let's say, and increase the local expertise in this field, because at the end we need to, let's say, create our own human capital in this sector.
Mako, figures are very important for us and for our viewers. So I would come back with this question. Why do you think that this sector has a potential in figures to draw FDI, which will be very important for Georgia in post-COVID period? Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely, the mining industry is one of the key industries which contributes significantly in the country's economy. In the recent years, key economic figures staying promising. FDI inflows in mining industry is increasing steadily, and it's around 70 million USD per year. And we have to mention export shares, which is extremely important because mining industry is key contributor in the export sharings, and it's around 25% of total export in Georgia. So this is a reason why we consider that this industry has high potential in Georgia.
Yeah, this question probably goes to both of you. Why did you start with the region, with the immediate neighbors of Georgia, like Armenia and Azerbaijan? What was the logic behind this focus on South Caucasus region?
I think the first thing to mention is we have a very good advantage of already having an office in Georgia. And basically, our office from Tbilisi covers the region, not only in this sector, but in other real estate sectors. We also do projects in Azerbaijan and in Armenia. So we have this kind of, let's say, initial advantage of having this platform already existing in the country and in the region. That's the main reason. And the second, we think the region is quite rich in its way with natural resources, and we think that we can unlock this potential to the international investors. Plus, I think there is a let's say the sizing issue. Maybe only Georgia could be very small for the very large investors. Therefore, combining this region could be an interesting proposition for the, let's say, medium and larger investors that are operating in the sector.
Mako, if you want to add anything to that, and I will add a small question as well. What should be the outcome of this initiative for Georgia, for the region, and also what time frames? When do you think you can start measuring the effectiveness of this initiative?
So thank you. I will add some points on Irakli's messages. So Colliers services cover the region completely, but I would like to highlight some advantages Georgia has in the region. Of course, the advantages generally investment environment, business-friendly investment environment in general, and including with these FTAs, free trade agreements with which enables for international investors to have access on international markets. As well, Georgia has very good experience on implementing the reforms, structural reforms, particularly in this industry. So we can share this experience to our neighbor countries. And also about your extra question, I would like to add that, yes, surely we think that we can increase the benchmarks of the sector. For example, we can increase FTI benchmark and, of course, export sharing. We are expecting that Colliers services will be one of the pushing factors with that regard.
And my last question, and to sum up, what is your message today to those who are watching the checkpoints? Just very briefly, go ahead.
So we want to encourage international investors to come and invest in mining sector in the region, because particularly in Georgia, we have significant ore deposits, including gold, copper, manganese, coal, groundwater deposits, very interesting and diverse construction materials. Therefore, we encourage everyone to come and invest in Georgia.
The main thing, I think, and our kind of a mission here is that, as I mentioned in the beginning, to unlock the potential of this country and of this region to the international investors for the several reasons. First, because it's as I mentioned, it's a very capital-intensive sector, and it attracts a lot of FDI to the region and to the country, which is very important for the economic development for our country and for the region in total. Secondly, it's mostly an export-oriented sector. So it also increases the export potential of the country and of the region. And thirdly, which is maybe not the least, but also very important, it also helps and increases the employment of those countries and in the region, which is also very important in these difficult and, let's say, interesting times that we are facing at the moment.
Thank you so much. Thank you, both of you, for taking time, and wish you and Georgia big success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
We are BMG. Follow and subscribe for business and economics news.